Hello! It's the two people I don't think you thought were going to be sitting in the same two chairs right next to each other. Connor Joe and Mike Thielen's Ricky, the two people that fucking hate each other. And we're going to talk about where his team stands 3 weeks into the year. So we look at week one, Mike Thielen's grabbed a solid-ass victory against Speeding Bullets. Blew him in his smithereens. Trash. We look at week two. He faced up against the Power Game 2 times.
Didn't help him. That's how we're doing it out here.
Jamison Crowder grabbed that, one catch?
I think 2 catches for 40 yards.
Whatever the fuck he caught it, fourth quarter, grabbed the victory, and he's sitting at 2-0. What I didn't mention is that first game, Sammy Watkins and Dak Prescott had games of their fucking lives. But with that said, I digress. Mike Thielen's, we're sitting at 2-0, right? So now we're sitting at 2-0. He's facing up against the two-time champion, but nobody calls him the two-time champion because he's a lucky two-time champion. But he's facing up against the two-time champion, Team Boo Boo. Team Boo Boo, he's not that bad of a team. He's got a victory under his belt. But the problem is he has Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson under his belt, right? Pause. Well, Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey caused them a fucking loss in week 2 against Trash Season because he started them and they both died in the first quarter and that caused them a loss. But that said, Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson both fucking died before they even faced the matchup against Mike Thielen's. And now we're looking at it right now. Mike Thielen's is projected and most likely, I don't know where we're sitting at it because I think it's too much of a bully beatdown at the moment, where Ricky Mike Thielen's, and I don't know why his team name is Mike Thielen's, he doesn't even have Adam Thielen's on his fucking team, is going to be sitting at 3-0 when we enter week 4. Correct?
Correct.
So with that said, where do you feel like your state of your team is at entering week 4 at the moment?
All right, so as we hit the bye week, pretty excited.
Bye week, is your team going to go on bye? Because I felt like your team should have been on bye.
I have about 2 of my strongest players, Jamison Crowder, Raheem Mostert. We're going on bye next week.
Jamison Crowder is one of your strongest players on your team.
He is. He's a starting wide receiver. So is Raheem Mostert, starting RB2. It's not the best,
Mostert, I give this guy credit because your number 2 pick. I'm giving you credit. Your number 2 pick in the league.
In the 5th round, by the way.
Your number 2 pick in the league, and we know, like we make picks all the time. Your number 2 pick for your team was who?
Tevin
Coleman. And if you've watched the Niner games, the guy's been out. He's only played half a game. He's played half a game. So with that said, this guy's been willing and dealing. He picked up Mostert. He picked up. Did you pick up Crowder or you drafted him?
I drafted Crowder.
Congratulations.
Like the 9th round.
Congratulations. In the 9th round, you drafted Crowder, and Crowder got you a victory in week 2. But he picked up Mostert in the waiver wire, jumping into that week 2 matchup. Picking up Mostert, hands down, was the one that won him that matchup. Crowder finished it. He was the closer for it. Mostert grabbed that victory for him. I don't think it could be any wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously, with the draft picks, all of that, it changed everything for Ricky. I think his team is garbage. I've never been the one to be... I've been very straightforward with it. I've been very transparent with it. I think his team is trash. Dak Prescott's had a couple of solid games. I say a couple. Number 1, he had like an MVP caliber type game in week 1. Week 2, he did okay. And then we look at week 3, it's like, oh shit, here he is doing it again. But my biggest thing is Sammy Watkins. He's not going to do this shit ever again. And he's had 3 solid weeks, and it's been pissing me off. And after Dak Prescott, Sammy Watkins, who do you have on your team?
My number 2 wide receiver is Marvin Jones. He went off for 101 touchdown this week. He's looking good for the Lions. My backup QB, Matthew Stafford, put up about 19 points this week. I think we're looking okay. Your backup quarterback. You're not starting Matthew Stafford, are you? I'm not. I got
So
Dak.
if you're not starting Matthew Stafford, why are you talking about him? Who's your starting quarterback?
My
It's
starting
Dak
quarterback,
Prescott.
and he's the number one scorer in our
Okay,
league.
so why are we talking? So if we're talking about how your overall team is doing, which we are having that conversation with Dak Prescott, Sammy Watkins, why are we talking about Matthew Stafford? Because
Okay.
Matthew Stafford isn't contributing to your team at all. He's contributing to his bench. Your bench.
But he contributes to Marvin Jones, who is my starting wide receiver too.
Okay, so let's not talk about Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
What else is your team doing for you?
All right. So basically, my team, our defense is really solid. Probably got one of the best defenses out there. We got Buffalo Bills. We're doing about 10 points every week. Got Blake Martinez. Got about 8 to 10 points.
I will tell you, Blake Martinez. Every week when I talk, when I review these matchups and I look at everything into detail, Blake Martinez, I feel like for the last 3 weeks has 10 points contributed every single week. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, and I look at every other defense on the book, and Blake Martinez isn't doing what everyone else is doing, and that's phenomenal. That's great. So Blake Martinez is obviously doing something right for you. What else is working for you?
So also my defensive line, Calais Campbell, he had 13 points this week. He got 3 sacks, seven tackles. We're doing real good. And then my safety out there, Harrison Smith, he's giving me about 5 to 7 points every week. So our defense is contributing a lot of points. Our offense isn't putting up a lot of points besides Dak. And we're just grinding through every win. That's how we gotta do it.
So we're looking at grinding. Obviously, after this week, if everything pans out how it's supposed to be, you should be sitting at 3-0, which is great position. What I was telling Luke when I was talking to Luke is I think this league has great parity. I think I think for most of the league, everything is set to be pretty equal. Unless you're sitting at 0-3, I think most of the league is pretty equal for the most part. With that said, where does your team stand when it comes to the opportunities? Where do you think your team stands to what they can do better?
As far as my team getting better, I'd say it's probably my wide receiver core. We probably put up the least amount of points out of any of my core this year. Then with a close second, my running backs. And I think if we do better, if James Conner puts up more points, if Mostert is more consistent, I think we'll do okay.
So I think the problem is, you're looking at Mostert, you're looking at James Conner. I'm looking at Mostert, and you have Tevin Coleman coming back, so I think that's a great replacement. Is there anybody that's replaceable for you? Is there any moves that you're looking to make? And if so, have you been reaching around to other teams to kind of booster up your team?
Oh, for sure. My team's probably our 2 biggest struggle points are wide receiver 3 and a tight end. Jared Cook, he hasn't put up more than 5 points.
Jared Cook is trash.
Is trash, for sure.
The last time he was relevant was when he was in the Oakland Raiders. And then once he got into a better offense, when he came to New Orleans, oh, great, Drew Brees is coming around, and Drew Brees did nothing for him. And now we have Teddy Bridgewater, and he's doing double nothing for him. So I can totally agree to where you're coming from with this.
Yeah, so basically my team's biggest struggles, like I said, Jared Cook. He hasn't put up more than 5 points in any week.
Because he sucks.
It's 3 weeks. He hasn't put up more than 5 points.
He still sucks.
And then
Did he do anything this week?
Did not.
Because he sucks.
He had about 2 points.
Sucks.
And then my next biggest struggle is probably about wide receiver 3. So we always have a struggle. I got about 5 wide receivers on my team. And wide receiver 3 is always a plug and play.
So with that said, let's take Dak Prescott out of the equation, because Dak Prescott's obviously the one that's holding your fucking team together. And Jamison Crowder, because Jamison Crowder did in week 2 with his fucking, what did he get, like 8, 9 points? Whatever it is. We take Dak Prescott out of the equation. What is your team going to do for you if we take Dak Prescott out of the equation? Are they going to sink or are they going to float?
So I do think we'd probably sink. My backup is
Sink.
Matthew Stafford.
You said sink.
I agree.
Sink, so suck.
Yep,
Okay.
I agree.
So without Dak, they're going to suck.
I agree.
So when do they go on bye?
Dak goes on by probably later in the season.
Later.
Week 8.
But
week 8 or
without
7.
Dak, they suck.
I agree.
So when he gets back to reality where he fucking sucks like he should, they're going to just sink.
I don't think he'll suck because for over 3 weeks he's had 42,
Okay.
32, and then 25.
But they played Miami in week 3. Who did they play last week?
Week 2 was Washington, a
They
division
suck.
rival.
They suck.
32
Who they
points.
play in week 1?
They played the Giants.
So those are 3 shitty-ass teams. So once they start playing some real teams out of the division, you're gonna sink.
It's possible.
So what
Yes.
you're telling me is once Dak plays a real team, you're not a contender.
I do think I'm a contender, but
You said you're gonna sink.
they will sing. I mean, he's not.
I said no. I said you're gonna sink after Dak plays a real team.
No, I said after his bye week. Yes, if he's not on my team, there's going to be a struggle. I agree.
But how do you feel about Dak playing a real team?
I feel Dak will put up at least 20 points every game of the season.
Every game.
Every game.
Every game.
Every game.
Every game.
Dak, through his rookie years, put up about 20 points every game. He has a legit.
I would love for you to send me those statistics so I can see them in paper, because I don't think Dak's ever put up 20 points every game since his rookie year. But send me those, and then I can look foolish. I will look foolish on our videos. I've no shame. I will show you fucking look at this shit. But I think Dak's trash. I don't think I've ever hit around it. I think Dak's trash. I think your team's trash. Congratulations on being in 3-0 with your trashy ass team. You're still trash.
Right here, we're grinding.
So with that said, with your trashy ass team at 3-0, where do you see yourself about 3, 4, 5 weeks from now? Granted, week 8, that's where we're sitting at the trade deadline. We're sitting at the trade deadline in week 8. We moved it up earlier this season. Where do you see your team at where do you see your shitty ass team at in week 8? Are you buyers or sellers?
I see this team as I'm going to be a buyer. I would say with the 3-0 record, there's only about 2 teams about 3-0, I believe.
Okay.
After this week,
Uh-huh.
With the record currently, I think we could do 1 running back, 1 wide receiver,
Okay.
and I think we'll be good. I could deal with the tight end. It's a overall weak position in the league. I think we'll be okay.
I think you're wrong. I think you're going to be a seller because your team sucks. That's just me. I've always been straightforward about your shitty ass team. Your shitty ass team sucks. And you mentioned it to me just now when Dak Prescott, he's not playing his division. You said your team is going to be selling.
No, they're going to slip. I agree, but I didn't say they're going to be selling.
They're going to suck. That's what you said. Your team's going to suck.
I said they're going to be worse.
And
Dak Prescott's probably my best player.
Your team's already garbage, so they're going to be even worse.
But they're 3-0.
You're 3-0 right now.
Can't disagree with the numbers. We're 3-0.
You know,
we had 3 dubs. We called about 2 of them. We're the most controversial team in the league.
You are the most controversial team in the league,
and we're still doing numbers.
And it takes a lot of man to be sitting down with a shitty individual next to me. It takes a lot out of me.
We're doing the damn thing
to sit down and knock the trash, and that's why I got a fucking trophy next to me to get this shit.
This is for the people that are 3-0.
But you haven't won anything ever. Who do you face next week?
I face the Elite next week. We're projected to lose by about 20 or 30. I think we'll make it closer than that. I got 2 of my best players on bye, Mostert and Jameson Crowder.
Enough talking for you.
Mostert's your best player?
He's one of my best players.
And we talked about it. We talked about it. Mostert takes over for Coleman. We've discussed this. I agree.
Sure.
I understand. Yeah. I can't go wrong with it. I don't think your team's strong at all. I've been saying I don't think your team is strong at all. I've been fooled by your team's not strong at all.
I appreciate the haters. We're still going to put out numbers.
Your team still sucks dick.
We're 3-0.
The only thing I have to say to end this at all is wait till you hit the bye weeks. Your team will show its true colors at the bye week. Congratulations on being 3-0. Thank you for sitting down with us. You still suck dick. Congratulations at 3-0. You've been in this league for how many years? 3, 4 years?
I've been a contender every year.
But did you win?
I didn't win, but neither has the commish. So I feel pretty positive in this outlook. We're out here winning. We're out here grinding. This is what we do.
Thanks for all your time. Thanks for a great time.